Hi, I'm Dr. Jim Siebert. It's time for the tropical forecast on YouTube. Today is the last day of hurricane season. Therefore, it's our last recorded broadcast for the year. I know, we're all a little bit sad. Okay, no, we're not really. So let's do a roundup of how things went for the entire year. Of course, it's not really out of the question. It was an above average year somewhat, even though some of the storms were subtropical and they count them anyway. But the forecast was 15 to 21 named storms. The average season would have 14. We had 21. So again, take away a few of those subtropical storms. Major hurricanes, 7 to 10 hurricanes, and we had 7 for the year. 3 to 5 would be major, and we had 4, so right in the middle. So the forecast is pretty close. Of course, when you have a range, 15 to 21, 7 to 10, 3 to 5, kind of makes it a little easier to get the forecast right when you're kind of widening the gap a little bit. But anyway, so the forecast kind of verified, I guess. Now, as we look at the hurricane season, as far as putting this whole thing into motion, the storms, well, again, very active. You see a lot of storms right here along the coast and coming out. Now, for us, locally, Nicholas was the one that got to us in September, that moved in quickly and also moved out quickly. So there you see the whole year in comparison to other years. Pretty normal as far as where the storms are starting from and where they went. Now, as far as the United States, 8 storms made landfall: Henri, Danny, Mindy, Elsa, Ida, Fred, Claudette, and of course Nicholas for us. The interesting thing with Nicholas is that it almost made landfall around Brownsville, kind of meandered its way up here to the north, and then kind of died out into Louisiana. And of course, Ida was probably the biggest one. Now, you can tell the stronger storms sometimes just by their path. Okay, Nicholas, do you see how it's just sort of meandering around? You see kind of a squiggly line? Look at Ida. Ida came across, came up, and it kept going all the way to the East Coast. I mean, it was a powerful storm. And you can kind of see that in how the storm was acting. Claudette was kind of meandering a little bit, but started to really gain strength before making landfall too. So yet again, two storms hitting Louisiana, and they even had impacts from Nicholas too. All right, let's talk about what's going on around the tropics now. Nothing. There is nothing tropically developing here. We got another front that's coming into the central part of the Atlantic. No tropical development expected. As we look out from the East Coast, things are quiet, waiting for the next storm system, the cold front to come down out of Canada. The Caribbean is also quiet down in the southern Caribbean. Of course, closer you get to the equator, they still have daytime heating and that sort of thing going on. Convection, thunderstorms that are normal because it's always warm down there, but very quiet for the Gulf of Mexico and the rest of the Caribbean. As you go into the Pacific side of things, you see a little disturbance, some upper level clouds. This is actually going to be racing across Texas over the next few days. Then all the way out towards Honolulu, you can barely see it there on the edge of your map. Nothing going on. So as we wrap up our hurricane season for the year, yeah, we did have a landfall here in Houston, Nicholas. It could have been a lot worse. And so considering the fact that we actually had a landfall, we got off pretty good compared to other seasons, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens for next season. So that's going to wrap it up for the year. We'll see you in June.